When your ex ignores you, no contact feels brutal. You're checking your phone constantly, hoping for anything. A message, a sign, even one word, just to prove that they're still thinking about you. And when nothing comes, you start wondering if it's even working. But here's the truth that most people don't realize. There's a very specific pattern behind when an ex breaks no contact, and most people completely screw it up. Not because they're trying to, but because they're doing things that quietly kill the effect. So if your ex hasn't reached out yet, it's not random. There is a reason. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually flip the dynamic so that your ex feels the pressure to reach out first. And pay attention, because one of the later steps is where people sabotage everything and they don't even realize they're doing it. All right, now before we get into the steps, you need to understand what's actually going on here. Because if you don't get this part right, then really nothing else is going to matter. Right now, there is a power imbalance between you and your ex. See, most of you probably didn't choose the breakup. You were probably the one trying to fix things, reaching out, trying to reconnect. And while that puts you in a pursuer role, while your ex becomes the distancer. And from their perspective, they know you're still there, still available, still hoping. And that gives them all of the leverage. So they can take their time. They can go out, they can meet new people, they can explore their options. And there's no urgency because they don't feel like they're losing you. And of course, that is the problem. Attraction just doesn't grow in comfort like that. It grows in uncertainty. Now, no contact isn't just about silence. It's about removing yourself from that dynamic completely. You stop chasing, you stop reacting, and you stop making yourself predictable. You're no longer the person that's waiting around for them. You're somebody who has options, who has direction, and a life that doesn't revolve around them. And when that shift is actually real, not forced or fake, it creates pressure. And your ex starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, whether you're slipping away for good. And that is what makes them want to reach out. But this is the part where most people mess up. They say they're doing no contact, but they're still leaking attention in small ways. Subtle things that they justify in the moment. But those small actions completely weaken the effect. And if you're doing even one of them, you're making it easier for your ex to stay comfortable and harder for them to feel that pull to come back. So before anything else, you need to make sure that you're not accidentally undoing your own progress. Now, my clients often ask why their ex isn't reaching out. And when I dig down, I often find that they're just failing to do no contact properly in the first place. They claim to be in no contact, but they still see their ex once a week when they, go to the cafe that their ex works at. Or maybe they still message their ex here and there. Or maybe they called them but just really needed to hear their voice, so that doesn't really matter, does it? Well, I'm here to tell you that it does matter, often a lot. The rules of no contact are simple, but they're incredibly easy to break if you don't really apply some true self-discipline. And breaking no contact, even in subtle, small ways, is going to undo most of the benefits. So if this is your situation, then it's no wonder that your ex isn't reaching, begging you for another chance. And here's one that I see all the time. You're in no contact, but you're still liking your ex's posts on Instagram or Facebook or some social media app. Now, I know this might seem like a small thing, and it is. But at this point, every interaction with your ex sends a powerful message. So what are you saying to your ex by liking their photos? You're saying, look, I'm still here. I still care. I'm still thinking about you. Now, I know it can be hard to give that up. You want to connect with your ex in whatever way that you can, but you are damaging your future with your ex in the process. So it's just not worth it. Now, research has shown that around 30 days is when your ex's feelings of missing you are going to peak. So until you hit 30 days, you really have no reason to worry. And 30 days is only the average. It's normal to wait 40 days or even longer before your ex reaches out. So if you really want them to reach out first, I'd advise you to keep waiting beyond that initial 30 days. Now, as you approach, 50 days or more, it might be time to break the ice yourself, because you can run into a situation where you can wait too long and your ex does truly start to move on. Just know that if it's day 5 or 10 or even 30, you should chill out. You have time, and you need to use that time to its fullest potential, right? Obsessing over your ex is only going to hurt your mental state and make it harder to talk to them when they do finally reach out. Now, this might feel like a small step, but changing your appearance is a powerful way to make your ex take notice of you. Why? Well, because your appearance has symbolic power. It's a major part of what attracted your ex to you in the first place. It's one of the reasons that they fell in love with you. They look at you in a certain way, and a big part of that is based on your appearance. So when you make a big change, it tells your ex that you're moving away from them. You're moving on. It takes a fear that they've been feeling in the pit of their stomach, and it makes that fear physical. I know it seems so simple, but I've seen this totally change someone's mind about a breakup. So getting a new hairstyle is the obvious choice because it's the most in-your-face option outside of a face tattoo. But something like a new jacket, a piercing, a new makeup look, it is all going to make a difference. So now the question becomes, how can you show your ex that you've made this change without breaking no contact? Well, we will cover that in a little bit when we talk about social media, so stay tuned. But just a word of warning first, you do want any changes to your appearance to be positive, right? If you look worse than you did before, your ex may take notice, but they probably won't reach out. Now, no contact provides you opportunities to influence your ex without directly communicating with them. And one of the best ways is just through mutual friends. Now, I'm not telling you to get your mutual friends to pass messages along to your ex, because that's just awkward. You actually need to do really the exact opposite. Reach out to a mutual friend that you haven't spoken to in a while for a platonic hangout or even a phone call. And then when you do speak to them, you need to do one thing above all else, and that is do not bring up your ex at all. Don't ask if they've seen your ex, how they've been doing, what they're up to, nothing about your ex. If this mutual friend brings up your ex, just say that you wish the best for them and that you're focused on yourself right now. Now, obviously that's going to feel anticlimactic in the moment, but the magic happens the next time your ex and this friend get together. They're going to be quick to tell your ex how different you seem, like you're on a good path that's taking you somewhere new. And they'll fill your ex's head with thoughts of you moving on, and really all you have to do is keep quiet. Now, just one caveat here, it does have to be a real mutual friend, someone who you and your ex are equally close to for this to truly work. If you're, hitting up their best friend who you've never met before in your life, it's going to be weird, and they're going to know that you're up to something. So here's another great way to influence your ex without speaking to them directly, and that is, of course, social media. Now, it's also a possible minefield that can lead to huge issues between the two of you if you don't handle it right. So let's start with what not to do. Don't post anything negative about your ex. In fact, don't ever mention your ex online at all. There's really no way to do this that doesn't feel like you're just obsessing over them and melting down. And no one likes to have the relationship drama, blasted all over the internet for anyone to witness. And honestly, the same goes for more vague posts like, angsty song lyrics and quotes about betrayal or lost love. Keep all of that stuff to yourself. It's not as subtle as you think it is. So then what's left? Well, you want to post in ways that are going to intrigue your ex without them feeling targeted. So it should seem like you're just going about your business as usual, but every post you make happens to be something that improves your ex's feelings for you and primes them to reach out. So, hot selfies and thirst traps are honestly a great option. They'll hit your ex like a gut punch, bringing up old feelings they thought were long gone. And you should also post about all the fun stuff you've been up to since the breakup. Parties, events, outdoor adventures, nights out, travel, whatever it is that you think will generate the most FOMO in your ex. And here's the real trick. After a few weeks of posting like this, you stop completely for a few days or, even a week. It works like a charm, I promise, and I often see exes come back after just a few days of zero posts because they are watching what you're doing. They're hooked on that slow drip of content from you. Seeing your face and keeping tabs on you are the only things that are keeping them going right now. So when you disappear, they feel like they've really lost you for good. Their head is filled with all the things you could be doing and who you could be with. And that is going to maximize their jealousy and really compel them to reach out and fill the silence. Now, before we get to the final tip, I do want to give you a couple things not to do if you do want your ex to reach out. I've seen many people suggesting these things on YouTube, and I think it's actually generally harmful information that you do need to look out for. So firstly, you can't really manifest your ex back with the power of positive thinking. Now, thinking positive thoughts, obviously, and making vision boards or whatever else it is, those can do great things for your mental health right now, but obviously they're not going to affect your ex in any real way. And the same goes for sending, subliminal messages to your ex. Again, it's not going to ruin your chances, but it's also not going to do anything. The real harm is if you make these your only strategies to win your ex back, because you're not going to get anywhere, and so you'll end up losing them. And if you spend too much time manifesting, it honestly becomes just as harmful as obsessing over your ex 24/7, because it is essentially the same thing. Now, I actually made a whole video about the law of attraction that you can check out in the description below or in the pop-up here in the corner if you want to know more details about what I'm talking about here. Just be careful because, like I said, it's not as harmless as you may think. Now, I know this is the last thing that you wanted to hear, but truthfully, dating other people is really one of the most powerful ways to get your ex to break no contact. Because a lot of this stuff we're doing is an attempt to stimulate jealousy in your ex. It's an attempt to create the fear that you might be moving on. And seeing you dating again is their nightmare coming true. So if your ex sees a photo of you with somebody attractive and they can tell you're not just friends, or if they hear from somebody that you're going out on dates, or if they see you on Tinder or Hinge, it's going to create major feelings in your ex. They'll feel like their chances with you are slipping away. And this is the only way to prove to them that they will lose you, for sure, if they don't take that first step and reach out. They may still not be entirely sure what they want, but when they see you dating again, they won't be able to stop themselves from breaking no contact and sending you a message. And as we talked about, when that happens, you're in control of the situation. Now, if you're still wondering about next steps, please go to breakupbrad.com/plan to try my free custom plan tool. It only takes a few minutes to answer a handful of simple questions, and you'll be set up with a plan that's based on your particular situation. No generic advice, just the steps that you need to take to win your ex back now. Again, that's breakupbrad.com/plan to try it out for free. And that brings us to the end of this one. Thank you for all your comments, your likes, and a big shout out to my subscribers. You guys keep this channel going, so I really appreciate your support. Best of luck out there. See you next time.